Old Portchester parish addresses. I'm going to ask Councillor Zackerley to ask if he can join us for this item. So if you'd like to come forward, Mr. Mayor, and I'll introduce the item. This follows a petition which was submitted by Councillor Zackerley at the end of last year, and the petition said, "We, the undersigned, petition the Council to preserve the unique identity of Portchester as a village and not simply a part of Fareham by lobbying Royal Mail to include the name of Portchester in postal addresses." And it was when officers started to investigate this issue that we found that the numbers of addresses left in Portchester, which actually did have Portchester in them, was actually tiny, relatively. It had already gone. And we managed to find the old parish map for Portchester, and that's been circulated as well. And the suggestion in this recommendation for this report is that we agree with the proposal, and Royal Mail needs to do the consultation. So we request that Royal Mail consult on adding Portchester as a new locality to the addresses within the old Portchester parish, subject to getting support for the MP for the area that covers Portchester, so the Fareham MP, and from the Hampshire Chamber of Commerce. So this council would approach both of them, and we would also ask the Royal Mail to do the survey that is necessary. And I'm sure that Councillor Zackerley is about to explain to us why it's such a good idea.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Portchester is an independent and historic part of Fareham Borough, with people who are proud to call themselves Portchester residents. In the past months, I've heard from all sorts of people in my ward, people who have lived in Portchester for generations, people who have only recently moved to Portchester but appreciate its unique charm. This is about the identity of Portchester, and I'm doing this for our residents who feel our identity has been chipped away for years. People see Portchester as a village and want to maintain it as such, and we are a village. So much work has been put into the local plan to preserve the unique identity of all parts of Fareham Borough, and as I mentioned in the briefing report in front of you, maintaining strong and inclusive communities is an important priority as part of the Council's strategic strategy. Royal Mail justify the change for operational reasons, but I don't see why this is the case. It's a loss for Portchester, and I can't see how it improves efficiency for Royal Mail either. Royal Mail maintain that Portchester is not needed in the address to ensure mail is delivered correctly, but this isn't true. Residents and businesses have raised concerns with me that some post intended for them ends up in Fareham town and vice versa. You see, there are some roads in Portchester that share the same name in roads as Fareham, most importantly West Street, which is one of the busiest streets and businesses for both Fareham and Portchester. Because of the changes, the addresses are now nearly identical. Royal Mail now show the first address as West Street in my ward as 1 West Street, Fareham, Hampshire, PO 16 9XB. For Fareham Town is 1 West Street, Fareham, PO 16 OBG. Royal Mail say the change is efficient, but there are obviously room for confusion when the entire address is different, is just 3 letters at the end of the postcode. The report goes on to state a potential solution addresses where there is sufficient support from residents and businesses to do so, from local residents and businesses. There is clearly very strong sentiment in our village for this to happen. Royal Mail state that they will consider adding locality information in the following circumstances: that there is no impact on the quality of service or efficiency of deliveries. The change is supported by customer representatives. The scale of the changes in Portchester that means support will be required from the local Chamber of Commerce and Member of Parliament. Today, Sir Fernandez has promised me her fullest 100% support. There is a clearly defined geographical boundary with details of properties affected. There is a response from at least 50% of the people polled by Royal Mail, and a majority favour the change. All of these criteria are clearly met. There is no reason why adding Portchester as the locality line will impact on quality, indeed as mentioned above. It will only improve accuracy of deliveries. I have no doubt that where Royal Mails conduct their own poll, they would find overwhelming number of residents would be in favour of changing this back. I recommend the council puts its weight behind this and does what it needs to be done to preserve Portchester as a village. People feel strongly about this. I've lost count the number of times I've been told by residents, we live in Portchester, we do not live in Fareham. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, Councillor Fazackerley. And just to point out to members that the report has been amended, and it is the amended version, very minorly amended, but it's the amended version that we're dealing with this evening. Right, any members wish to comment on this? Councillor Ms Bell.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, I obviously put my support behind this report. It was, having consulted with yourself and looked at the way we could try and split up the roads, it was very obvious to use the St Mary's parish boundary map to include the roads within the parish boundary, and this is the map that you find in Appendix A. All roads are included without a split apart from Portchester Road, but I think that's going to be inevitable, but we've clearly kept the roads complete wherever we can so that there's no split along the way with regard to roads. So yes, I support the recommendations in front of us this evening.
Thank you. Anyone else? And recommendations agreed? Okay, thank you very much, and that's the end of the meeting.